From one of the great basketball towns in America, one of the great traditions, Big 5 City Series game. Temple making the 6-mile ride from North Philly to Hawk Hill for the 161st time, battling rival St. Joe's with their charismatic head coach, Phil Martelli.
It's A-10 action, fellas. A-10 action. Win number 5. You worked your tails off yesterday. Now you got to go out and empty your tank on every play, 40 minutes, every guy strong. All right, let's get on. Let's go, Leo.
This afternoon inside the Hagen Center on the campus of St. Joe's University. Temple off a good road win at Missouri, 6-1 against one of the Atlantic 10 favorites, St. Joe's. And hello again and welcome. Rich Lerner alongside Jordan Cornette. Like smoking Joe Frazier or a good cheesesteak from D'Alessandro's, and I had one the other day. This is uniquely Philadelphian. This is a really good matchup. Let's start with St. Joe's. Dynamic playmakers, Lamar Kimball and Charlie Brown. What do you make of those two?
I mean, they're numbers, Rich. Nobody can slow down Charlie Brown. Big-time numbers for the 6'7" phenom. He's doing it so efficiently, so productively. He went out for 37 points versus William & Mary. Could he do that on his home floor this evening? If he doesn't, they also have been blessed with another special guard, Lamar Kimball. At 6 feet tall, does a lot of his work inside the three-point line. This guy's gone off for 30-plus twice this season. Sit back, relax, and enjoy some beautiful basketball from those two.
How about Temple?
Temple's got two special guys of their own. It starts with Shiz Alston Jr. At 6'4", good size to guard spot. He's magnificent in the ball screen, but he can leak out transition. A speedy guy, shifty. He's a playmaker. As a senior, they will depend on him throughout the night tonight and throughout the season for success. He'll be the measure. But then, Quentin Rose. This guy is really intriguing to me. At 6'8", a 3-level scorer. Can get to the rim and finish mid-range. Been struggling for the three-point line, Rich. Can he get going there? If so, Temple might steal a road run.
161st time these two teams have met. Temple's won the last two, and they lead it all time, 91-69. Odds makers giving St. Joe's a slight edge on their home floor in this one.
Yeah, a lot of juice between these two teams. Heavy familiarity with the coaches, high level of respect there. But look, when you're playing a team that is just a couple miles down the road from you, these are bragging rights to last through the season, but most especially in the offseason. So these guys on the floor are coming out here with something to prove without question.
That's the thing you love about the Big 5. It is local in an Amazon world where local is losing every single day. These kids know each other, play AAU basketball together in many cases. Temple feeling pretty good about itself. 79-77 win at Missouri. They have 3 wins so far of the 6 over the Power 5 conferences.
Yeah, their best start in 6 years. So for Temple, it's challenging in a way, Rich. You know, you're coming in as it's a road game, but it's in your backyard. Temple elected to stay in hotels to give them that feeling of travel. Will that pay off this season?
There's the 70-year-old Philadelphia icon, Fran Dunphy. This is his final season at Temple. Aaron McKee is a Temple star and is the associate head coach. Aaron McKee will take over next year. Fran is very close with Phil Martelli on the other side. This is their 39th meeting. Wow. Dunphy against Martelli. Martelli is up 2. Olandis, Brown, Bart, Lennox, Garrett, and Shannon are the officials today, and we're underway from Hagen. St. Joe's controls. It's Taylor Funk with the ball. He can shoot it from way out, and there he goes. And the rebound to Shiz Alston. Quentin Rose and Shiz Alston combining for almost 35 points per game. Nate Pierre-Louis is also a double-figure scorer. So these starting lineups brought to you by Golden Corral. Quentin Rose with 2 on the shot clock. And he has really struggled to shoot the 3. In fact, for the year, Rose is now 5 of 33 That's 15%.
Yeah, Rich, that's just an empty offensive possession. A lot of dribbling, a lack of movement makes it very easy to defend for St. Joe's. Can they respond?
You see the St. Joe's starting lineup, only Longpre is not a double-figure scorer, and he has the basketball. It's a good matchup. Pierre-Louis against Lamar Kimball. They call him fresh. Fade away, no. And rebound to a Flackby, and he will attack the glass. Big man from Ghana.
That's going to be a fun matchup to watch. Pierre-Louis on Kimball. Two guys, one gifted at scoring in Kimball. Pierre-Louis, that unrelenting motor to defend, will challenge Kimball all evening.
Devondre Perry missed the three, but a Flackby did get the rebound on the baseline. Up strong, and he's fouled. That foul is on Longpre, his first, team's first.
Competitive on the backboard. You love the look from Quentin Rose. Yeah, he can score it, but unselfish. Trying to get his big fella involved early. A Flackby, not necessarily a scorer. When he can carve out real estate like that, gives him a chance to be productive in the interior.
6 of 10 from the line through 7 games this year. Now 6 of 11. He's a 6'10 senior. Played high school basketball here in Philly at Archbishop Carroll in the Catholic League. He's a co-captain, a good student, marketing major, and he's the team leader in rebounds. You can see that already. He grabs 8 per game and had a dozen against Missouri.
And does what is asked of him. Look, he's not going to be a guy you throw it down low and say, give me a basket. But he is that rim protector. He is that rebounder. Can he create second chance opportunities for his out?
It's a matchup you'll see tonight. It is Charlie Brown against Quentin Rose. NBA scouts will watch that closely. Funk has a lane and a dunk. For a guy who's known primarily as a three-point shooter, that was with authority.
And that's what you get, Rich. When you have to respect that three-point line, the defense is coming with reckless abandon to contest. It allows for that blow-by and a 2-point punctuation at the rim. Now here you get a look at it. Respecting the three-point shot. Look at that closeout. It's not going to get it done. Funk brings it. A little bit of funk at the rim.
His dad, Tim, before the game was telling me he's not the quickest guy in the world. They grew up watching. You see number 33? Watch a video of
Larry Bird. There you go. It's paying off. Larry had that in his game. People slept on it. He'd punch it on you.
Shiz Alston misses, and Jared Bynum away with it. Bynum to the rim and tripped up. They'll maintain possession, no foul.
Gotta admit, I don't know if we're gonna make any friends talking about Larry Legend and Dr. J country here.
Remember that one moment?
Yeah,
Dr. J lost his cool.
What Larry say? I got how many points in how many seconds? Fisticuffs.
Hey, this is a rivalry right here. A good one. Bynum from way out. Go ahead and use the window. That's why it's there.
When you're shooting 48% from 3, you earn some equity to get ones like that to go down.
Early 4-point lead for the home team. A Flackby inside and lays it home.
Flackby having some early success. Look, this is St. Joe's team. It's not very strong on their front line. Flackby could get double figures this evening as he's making it easy down low.
Brown pulls up. Perfect. 7-3 Hawks. He is really good in the mid-range.
Such good pace, understanding. He slows the game down, lets it come to him. A Flackby not comfortable defending on the perimeter. Brown makes him pay.
Brown scoring 24 points a game. He can really go. 37 against William and Mary. 28 against UCF. Good look for Devondre Perry's players coming on. Had a good game against Missouri. 2 big threes when they needed it. And he had 11.
Another one of those guys with good size at 6'7", a versatile piece.
Longpre. And the rebound away to Nate Pierre-Louis. Perry.
Gonna take the first one.
He'll do it and make it.
What do I know?
This guy is starting to feel really good about himself. Devondre Perry's a sophomore out of Baltimore Polytech. He led Baltimore Polytech to their first ever Maryland State title.
Made that critical 3 against Missouri. Feels like why not this evening?
Good take again by Taylor Funk, but doesn't get it to go. Shiz doesn't have numbers, but he does have a pull-up, and he's short. Rebound away to Fresh Kimball. Only in Philly could you have a game with a guy named Fresh and Shiz. And we love it. Here's Quentin Rose on the takeaway, the drive, and good defense, or so it appeared, by Charlie Brown, but he's whistled for the foul. We're off to a flying start here at Hawk Hill.
We got some good back and forth basketball just the way we like it, Rich. How about the swing over to Charlie Brown? Come at me. Little head fake. One dribble. It's all repetition. The model of efficiency. And then on the other side, Perry, confidence brimming, knocks down the three-point shot. We got a good one here in Philly. Stick around.
On NBCSN is brought to you by U.S. Bank, the power of possible. By Golden Corral, your choice rules. And by Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Back to the Hagen Center, early December matchup. First Big Five game for St. Joe's. Second for Temple. They beat LaSalle, which lost to Villanova today. St. Joe's goes to Villanova next Saturday. This sort of Big Five season. Temple gets Villanova on Wednesday. What a two-game run that could be for Temple if they get by St. Joe's and then defending national champion Villanova. They take care of the basketball, don't they?
Yeah, St. Joseph's takes care of it. Temple's been taking care of it as well. Both teams assisting on field goals, not giving it away. As shots start to fall, we could see a lot of points this evening here at St. Joseph's.
Quentin Rose at the foul line. Just 53% for the season from the line, but he makes two, and Temple has a three-point lead.
Temple's going to try and put some pressure on him here, Rich.
And they'll do that periodically, and they did it successfully against Missouri. They turned the Tigers over in the second half. A couple of crucial back-to-back hoops. Charlie Brown. And Longpre comes away with it. And the Hawk will get another try. It's Jared Bynum. Freshman has been really good. Pull up from way out. Wow. Tied at 10. Bynum's just a freshman out of Georgetown Prep. He was first team All-Metro in the D.C. area, already averaging 12 per game, and he shoots 47% from three-point land.
Yeah, hit in his young career, a career high 17 points in his freshman season against UIC. Feeling good.
Taylor Funk takes the charge. That's on Ernest DeFlackpe.
Didn't love the offense here, but it was a rhythm bounce from Bynum to get it to go. As well as she shoot from three, he's already banked one in. And then on the other end, offering your body up to the basketball gods. Phenomenal defensive anticipation to take it the other way.
Pierre Louis is a ball-hawking defender. And St. Joe's likes to play 5 out. They can all shoot it.
They're going to try and challenge DeFlackpe to move on that perimeter. Got the mismatch they wanted.
2 on the shot clock. Kimball forced to throw up a bad shot.
They're really going to test DeFlackpe to defend that ball screen on the outside.
And DeFlackpe very early. Playing well. DeFlackpe with 5 points. Bynum drives and he's fouled. Bynum aggressive offensively.
Bynum is really busy off that bounce. He likes to create things. He's the pacemaker, only a freshman, but the floor general leader for this team. So good with the basketball, Rich. Coming into this game tonight, 24 assists, only 4 turnovers. He's the epitome and the reason why St. Joseph's National League is so good with the basketball. It starts with him.
70% foul shooter, was perfect in the comeback win on Wednesday night right here at the Hagen against University of Illinois Chicago. And as soon as I say it, he misses. He was 9 for 9 in a 17-point performance on Wednesday. Here is Pier Francesco Oliva. He is from Toronto, Italy, and he'll get actually more run than the guy he just replaced, Anthony Longpre. kind of a point forward, rebounds well. In fact, he's their leading rebounder. Had 13 the other night against Illinois Chicago. (12-11) favor the Owls. Rose, simple play and a good look, just doesn't cash in. Taylor Funk comes away with it. Bynum, good move inside Oliva, and
kick out.
Excellent defense to cover it by Devondre Perry. And so Kimball misses, and Pierre-Louis has the rebound.
Bynum's got to do a better job when he gets that ball screen, has the flag be out on him showing hard. There's an open teammate he's got to find.
Devondre Perry's feeling it, a little strong on that one. Here's Kimball. That's a three for the guy they called fresh, Lamar Kimball. 6-footer, rugged. He's a redshirt junior, and he had 31 against Illinois Chicago, and he led that comeback. They were 13 down early second half. He had 24 in the second half on Wednesday night.
Temple's got to do a better job at transition defense. With how well St. Joe's shoots the basketball, they got to identify shooters in the open floor.
Shiz, little pull-up, nice move.
Wow.
It's from Northeast Philly, Jared Bynum. Quentin Rose, and he missed the bunny. Challenged at the rim by Oliva, and now Devondre Perry fouls Charlie Brown. Early struggle for Quentin Rose, but teammates are picking up the slack. That's Shiz, and that's what he does. And we're tied at 14 in Philly. In action against 17 of the world's best in the Bahamas. Hero World Challenge coverage tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern on Golf Channel. Know it well. Continuing at 1 Eastern on NBC. Good to have the Big Cat back playing well. Everybody thinks the only boxer ever from Philadelphia is this guy. Fictional. We love him, and Creed is good. But let's start with Smoking Joe Frazier. How about Bernard Hopkins? We'll go from there. It's a fighter's town. Bobby Clark comes to mind.
Seen a lot of fight here in the first 8 minutes, 9 minutes of play.
Oliva threw it away.
One of those rare unforced errors, trying to find Brown on the cut, trying to hit him on that mid-range. Tempo is going to be challenged throughout this evening of communicating, missing, dodging screens, switching screens. That three-point line for St. Joe's, it's a great equalizer in college basketball. It's been a great boost for their offense in this young season.
So Devondre Perry picked up his second foul. He's on the bench. Alani Moore, 0, is in the game along with number 4, the guy who has it, J.P. Moorman. That was just a St. Joe's second turnover. Shiz, not his best look. Rebound away to St. Joe's. That's Troy Holston, new in the game, transfer from South Florida. Charlie Brown, pull up. And Lonnie Moore away with it. Alani Moore. Rebound Charlie Brown. Now he lost it. And a Flackby comes away with it, or does he? Good hustle by Charlie Brown. Holston, long. And a little hot potato out here. Hot pierogi in these parts. Funk from Conshohocken. No. Brown, good work on the offensive glass, and that's what the scouts like to see.
St. Joe's, with this good of an offense, their shooters, there's going to be some wild ones coming out the rim. They've done a good job of generating second chance opportunities to propel this offense. That has been the minor difference in the slimmest of margins out of the gates here.
Some hustle to go with that obvious skill for Charlie Brown. Hawks lead by 2.
So 7th offensive rebounding of the evening.
And there he does it on the defensive end against Quentin Rose. So Charlie Brown is really competing right now.
It's a measure of a star, a guy who's not blowing your mind with points out of the gates, but is out here trying to generate opportunities for his team. On the offensive end, then defensively locking in, making Rose meet the chest. Impeccable defensive timing to deflect that shot. Now the next level, you know, since we're mentioning former Celtic legends, Bill Russell would have kept that ball in bounds when he deflected it right there. That's where shot blockers can grow.
I don't have to remind you, big fella, this is a Wilt town.
I know, I need to stop. That's my last one.
We're not far from Overbrook High School, just down the road. Bill Martelli got his start at Widener University outside of Philadelphia. J.P. Mormon.
Temple settling for the first shot available, not pursuing good shots, taking available shots, and that's what's starting to hurt them in this first 10 minutes.
Now they're 1 of 7 from beyond the stripe, and fresh Kimball to the rim. St. Joe's leading by 4. He averages 18 a game. He played on the same AAU team as Shiz Alston. Good look. J.P. Mormon to Damian Moore. This is this Moore bench mob for Temple. Damian Moore, J.P. Mormon, and Alani Moore. And they were great against Missouri. 9 for 11 combined from the floor, 20 points. And contributing again here today against St. Joe's. Looks like a good contest right there by Quentin Rose. But Charlie Brown's going to the line. Take another look at this drive.
And how about Kimball right there? The hesitation leads to the devastation as he finishes at the rim. He's such a nice counterpart to what the 6'7" Charlie Brown gives you. Kimball, compact guard, low center of gravity, able to carve up the defense and finish at the rim.
That was just a hint of Walt Clyde Frazier right there. Jumpy with the hesitation leads to a devastation.
You know, I
love Clyde. Even in this town, we love Clyde.
I got a Clyde blazer on here, too. I'm trying to flex my muscle.
You're looking good. So Funk's out of the game. Edwards is on the floor. Lorenzo Edwards. He's 21. 6'7", out of Lake Forest, Illinois. And here comes Chris Clover to give Charlie Brown a rest.
As I'm watching, you know, looking at guys like Quentin Rose and even Shiz Alston Jr., they've been bothered by the length of these versatile athletes for St. Joe's. They're not the biggest front line, but there's a lot of length at the 3, 4, and 5 spots for St. Joseph's, which makes it difficult defensively. And you see settling shots like that one from Nate Pierre-Louis.
Inside Oliva, and he's fouled. Good look and a great cut, as you said.
You know, Rich, how often do you see that? So many guys in college basketball want to make a difference and be demonstrative with the ball in their hands. How about the back cut here? It's a beautiful game when your teammates are willing to move and be effective and impactful without the pill in their hands.
That foul was on Damian Moore. Now, this is the guy they call Checo from Taranto, Italy.
Not a beautiful game when you shoot free throws like that.
He needs to improve his shooting. Shiz is back in the game, or rather, yeah, Shiz back in the game. I asked Checo who his favorite player was, and I thought it was Marco Bellinelli, Danilo Gallinari, and he said Tony Kukoc.
Ah, historian, student of the game. Impressive. No, I'm out there in Chicago. Tony is the deal, not only Chicago, obviously back in Eastern Europe as well.
Tony was kind of a unicorn before we started talking about unicorns.
Yeah, that's true.
Shiz to Alani Moore, wide open look, and Temple can't buy it from way out. Now 1 for 9, and a foul on the interior.
And you can see that defensive focus from St. Joseph's, really trying to push it away from Shiz Alston. Make somebody else beat you. If it's Alani Moore or if it's Shiz Alston Jr., the defense is going to say, hey, Alani Moore, show us you can make shots.
So that's a quick 2 fouls on Damian Moore, 16 fouls on Temple.
Comes a little bit more of that full court pressure from Temple. Going to try and speed up St. Joseph's. May not force the turnover, but shortens the shot clock and makes them have to operate a little bit quicker in a half-court setting. I like the approach defensively.
Well, Flack back in the game. And another foul. Something St. Joe's talked about in their scouting of Temple. They like to swipe and rake, and now the 17th foul, so very quickly St. Joe's in the bonus.
Yeah, which is something that they can use as a weapon if they can start to convert these. Temple's a team that early on in the season has been turning over their opponent at a pretty prolific rate. Just under 11 steals per game, forcing 17 turnovers per game in their opponent. In talking with Coach Dunphy, I said, that's really been a weapon. He said, yes, Jordan, but that's not what we're trying to do. That's not our ideals, our philosophy defensively. If you really look at it, we're struggling defensively. Don't let that number fool you.
Oliva gets 2 after having missed 2. 57% from the foul line. And St. Joe's has opened up its biggest early lead at 6 as Temple's gone stone cold from the field. Reminiscent of their only loss, which came to an Atlantic 10 team, VCU. They lost 57-51.
This defense is confusing Temple. Switching defenses zone to man. Temple's having a hard time trying to identify what they're facing in a half court each time down.
Early going, the Hawks having their way right here on Hawk Hill, up 6 on rival Temple. Joe so far, and they lead it by 6. And Charlie Brown is an outstanding offensive player.
I mean, look at those numbers. You would think it's a graphic error. There's no way a guy who scored 24 points per game shoot 54% from 3. But it's true, he's been that special. But what's most impressive to me, forget the numbers, it's the effort. Trying to win the 50-50 balls, taking his defensive responsibility serious. Of course, you see a lot of that, the scoring the ball, but it's these effort plays, earning it the hard way. When you see your star go out there and do that, and I played with some real stars as well. When you see them buy in like that, it makes you want to play a little bit harder. It can be contagious, and that's what you're seeing in his first half performance from Charlie Brown. Not just the points, read into everything else.
And Coach Martelli in the pregame speech in the locker room talked about the 50-50 balls. The hustle plays would be the difference, and so far they heard of their coach loud and clear. Edwards, and the rebound of Flackby.
Edwards got to ease your way into the game. You're just stepping onto the floor trying to fire from 3. Simplify it, make things easy on you.
And Shiz misses, and yet another foul.
Flackby thought it was on him when he saw the 24, but I believe it's going to go. Oh, yeah, it is going to go on a Flackby.
So Temple's 2 bigs in some early foul trouble. A Flackby and Damian Moore, his backup, with 2 fouls apiece.
It's a by committee position, so in reality, you're looking at, you got 10 fouls there to make something work for 40 minutes.
And replacing him is 21 in red, and Oliva caught air right there.
Oxygen.
21 in red is Justin Hamilton. They think at some point down the road he's going to be a really good player. 6'10", sort of a string bean out of Charlotte, North Carolina, has only played in 4 games and scored a total of 6 points, but they think he has a chance to be good.
Yeah, that point and that chance is not 7 minutes and 10 seconds left in the first half. We can probably agree.
Devondre Perry also with 2 fouls for Temple.
Give that opportunity. Got to make the most of it, young fella. Here we go.
Pierre-Louis, good look. Quentin Rose can't finish. And here is Justin Hamilton.
There you go, second chance opportunity.
Rose. I guess the right idea, just didn't work out.
Yeah, Rose has had some point-blank opportunities. I love the aggression in which he went there. I think he assumed there'd be contact, and it never came.
Look, Quentin Rose is a tantalizing but at times frustrating prospect. He tested the NBA waters, pulled himself out of the draft. He needs to get stronger, needs to shoot it better and compete harder. But at 6'8", with skill, he passes the eye test.
The eye test can get you to the next level. Making a career out of it's going to take growth and evolution. And I'd like to see more of it from Rose, because there's no question he is a star. He can do a little bit more rebounding-wise. He can defend a little bit more. He can assert himself offensively and become more efficient. But no question, the talent is there.
Edwards tripped up. J.P. Mormon. Lorenzo Edwards in white, 21. You may remember the name. He goes to the bench now. Kevin Edwards, his dad played in the NBA, was the first ever draft choice of the Miami Heat way back when, and is now an assistant coach at DePaul. Feels like St. Joe should be up more than just 6, as cold as Temple has been.
And they've got to do a little bit more to work it around, get their three-point shooters some cleaner looks. Look, Temple, when you're struggling like this offensively, you have a decline and a dip in defensive effort. It's just a natural thing. Absolutely, St. Joseph's needs to be taken advantage of.
Both teams came out first 7-8 minutes in some rhythm, slowed down, but there's Jared Bynum, good left hand, and the Hawks are up by 8.
He's just such a good manager of the game. When you talk about a QB who manages a team, that's exactly what you're seeing from Jared Bynum. And oh, by the way, he's a freshman, so what an incredibly high ceiling for that young man as St. Joe's goes back to zone.
He's only 5'10", not tall enough to compare him to Carson Wentz, but maybe he's their Drew Brees as Quentin Rose finally gets going with a corner 3 ball, pulls Temple to within 5.
And against that zone defense, opportunities like that will be abound. Can guys like Quentin Rose make him pay?
Again, Bynum. And finds Charlie Brown. Fall away. No. And rebound J.P. Mormon. Here, Louis. And he, too, is struggling. Bynum. And he was stripped by Shiz, but he was called for the foul.
I don't know, Rich. I don't know. Shiz didn't like it. It's in my nature as a former athlete to first disagree with an official, but that's as clean as it gets.
No. Let him play.
That's a clean rip. Got to lock in and play. You don't like it, but you can't let it impact your last 5 minutes here. Look, as bad as Temple has looked at times here, they're within striking distance. Only trailing by 5. Shills Austin Jr. didn't get what he deserved right there, but he's their senior. He's got to continue to play through.
Bynum now with 10, leading all scorers in the game.
How impressed are you with this young man? I mean, in terms of what he brings, we talk so much about Charlie Brown, we talk so much about Lamar Kimball, deservedly so. But this young man's the straw that stirs the drink for this team.
He gives them a 4-scoring option. They're not a deep team. They don't have a great bench, but they do have 4 really capable guys who can put the ball in the hole.
Rich, how good were you at this gig when you were 19, 20, 21 years old? I'd like to go back and hear the tapes.
Basement hockey as Gene Hart, legendary Flyers announcer. I was really good. Quentin Rose. And another good rebound, Justin Hamilton. 3 boards in limited action. Here, Louis thought about it.
Gotta take that. I'd like to see Rose take that shot.
Shiz pulls up. It was pretty good ball movement. Ended up getting a good shot. They are not knocking down the 3, so why not penetrate? And they're still only down 5.
Yeah, but I think the bigger point there, and you're absolutely right, you love the selflessness. I consider Rose's head that he's shooting 16% from the 3-point line, and there's that reluctance that's omnipresent.
Charlie Brown, he can get his own, and he can make it. Free ball for Brown. Charlie with 9. J.P. Mormon straight away. Rebound, Taylor Funk.
This zone from St. Joseph's is taking Rose out of the game. His hesitancy to shoot from the perimeter is making him a non-factor.
Brown is cooking. And Hagan Arena is hopping right now as St. Joe's has opened up an 11-point lead.
Big-time plays right here. Coming off the screen. He's a shooter. He's knocking down 54% from distance. This is what you call a heat check, Rich. Another rhythm bounce, and it's Charlie Brown's world. St. Joseph's opening this thing up.
And Phil Martelli has to love what he's seeing, led by Charlie Brown. The Hawks on a 14-5 run. They have 11-point lead on rival Temple.
Yeah, they decided to throw a little bit of zone action, and it's really confused Temple, whereas St. Joseph's has been rolling offensively. Getting to the rim, finishing with layups. Charlie Brown is starting to assert himself and establish himself as the main event, the headliner of this game. And when you give him a little bit of space with his numbers and what he's doing from the field, he is in the gym range, and he's been so incredibly efficient. There's got to be a red awareness of him on the floor at all times.
Comparison so far of the two NBA prospects you see season long, but tonight Charlie Brown has looked like the better player.
Yeah, Quentin Rose has got numbers throughout the season, but the manner in which he's gone about it, he's had to use a high volume of shots. And I asked Coach Dumpty about it. He said, look, has he been the most efficient? No. But when the game's on the line and we're looking for a shot, if not Shiz, I want Quentin taking it. There's never a time I look and say, I don't like that shot. So he still likes what Quentin's doing out there.
And a good play right there. Quentin Rose. So Rose now 2 of 9 from the floor, and Charlie Brown is challenged by J.P. Moorman.
Meet me at the rim. No cheesesteak for you, my friend. JP at 6'7" matches up beautifully there.
Love that.
A little bit of defense.
Both players attacking. Here's Long Prey. You don't see that a lot from Long Prey, but the follow by Taylor Funk.
When the buddy becomes a bear a couple times.
Quentin Rose. Good look inside to J.P. Moorman. Justin Hamilton finishes. Hamilton giving them some good minutes.
That is beautiful offense. Hamilton just simplifying the game, carving out some real estate, loitering on that low block, and being rewarded. Not trying to do too much, staying in his lane. But what about the pass from Quentin Rose?
So out of the timeout, and Fresh Kimball. Nice reverse. And a steal. Bynum. Oh, he thought about the dish, but laid it in. That's heady stuff right there by the freshman. They love it here in Hagen. Oh, good look, Justin Hamilton. J.P. Moorman, nice find.
How about this execution back and forth? This is high-level offense. Sharing is caring in the holiday season. Everybody getting in on the act.
It's a good playground game in West Philly. Well, that's a good look right there. Quentin Rose, grab Charlie Brown.
A couple highlights, and I mean highlights here. Kimball, a little bit of English, some spice and some sauce off the rim, and then the freshman, I can't stop talking about it, fakes the behind-the-back pass to freeze the defense, and Jared Bynum gets another 2 to go.
Charlie Brown played high school basketball Northeast Philadelphia, George Washington High School, but then he took a postgraduate year at a really good basketball spot in Connecticut, St. Thomas More, which produced, you ready for this, Eric Pascal playing for Villanova, Omari Spellman, part of those Nova title teams now with the Atlanta Hawks, and Andre Drummond of the Detroit Pistons. I'll give you another name.
There's more.
There's more. Christian Vital of UConn played at St. Thomas More in Connecticut. St. Joe's by 10, waning moments of the first half.
St. Joe's simply daring Temple to shoot them out of this 2-3 zone. Otherwise, they're going to stay with it.
Owls could really use a bucket.
Somebody's got to flash mid-post. That's how you beat this 2-3 zone, or dribble penetration.
Shiz, and he's fouled. Well, coming up on the Geico College Basketball Halftime Report, my pal Jimmy Roberts is in studio. #1 Gonzaga in a tight one. Gonzaga taking down Duke. Michigan is still streaking. John Beilein is an outstanding coach.
How about the job he's done? You get to the championship game last year, and yet I'm sitting here thinking they could go further. They could win it this year. With what they've shown me early on, they've got length, they spread you out. Those offensive ideals, everybody's a shooter. He's a dang good coach, isn't he?
Charlie Brown back in. A little offense to defense here late in the first half. Shea is a great foul shooter. In fact, best foul shooter in Temple history at 88%. 1 point for the last couple of seasons. He made 52 in a row. Good take by Bynum. Right into the teeth of the defense. He is absolutely fearless.
Absolutely fearless. And when you drive it like that with a purpose and determined to get to the goal, it puts the pressure on the official to blow the whistle. How much contact? Some. But when you're going at it like that with that kind of approach, you're going to earn the whistle and earn 2 from the free throw line.
Talk about tough kids coming out of Philadelphia. Like Lamar Kimball, his teammate, as you know, DC's got some hard-nosed kids, and this is one of them.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a guy who comes out there, and sometimes the college game can be too fast. They got to catch up. This thing is slowed down for him, and he is operating at a very cool clip.
These great numbers: 46% from the field for the season, 47 from 3, and 70% at the foul line. And he has St. Joe's back up by 10. Rich Lerner, Jordan Cornette, courtside at Hagan Arena in Philadelphia. Temple and St. Joe's. Shiz starting to go to work. Shiz averaging 17 points per game. St. Joe's will talk it over, try to get a good look here, maybe another bucket as they lead Temple by 8 late first half here in Philly. It's a spot that A.I. Allen Iverson, Kobe Bryant, who went to high school nearby Lower Merion. This is where they used to hang out. This is called Larry's. That is a 2-foot cheesesteak right there. Can you do it?
That was my order today, Rich. The camera followed me along and watched what I took.
I had D'Alessandro's yesterday up in Roxborough. I had a hoagie for lunch across the street at Larry's. I'm walking back to Florida.
Confession, since we're close, and I can tell you this without judgment. I put mayonnaise on my cheesesteak today.
That's okay. I don't love it.
David Gibson, our esteemed producer, has been giving me flack all day for it. I wasn't going to show up for the game. He made me feel so bad.
Bynum with another strong take and finish.
Again, that pace. Cerebral, then attacks opportunistic with that explosive dribble to get to the rim.
St. Joe's had a foul to give.
Just lulls you to sleep, stands up Mormon at 6'7". That's a tough assignment going against a guard who stands at 6 feet tall. That's 7 inches. When you stand up 7 inches, you have the advantage to blow by.
Kimball told me that he likes Chris Paul's style, his leadership, his playmaking, ability to get into the middle of the defense, attack the rim.
That was a very Chris Paul-like move in terms of standing up the defense with a hesitation.
Great move. J.P. Mormon and Temple needed that, just a little bit of momentum going to the locker room. St. Joe's, great performance from Bynum and Kimball and even Brown. Quentin Rose having a tough go, but Temple's hanging around. They're down 8 against one of the Atlantic 10 favorites, St. Joe's, here in Philadelphia. In this city's DNA, not many people know it, but Ben Franklin had a hoop in his backyard. And if you watch games as I did as a kid at that old wooden basketball powder keg known as the Palestra City Series doubleheaders, you were going to love basketball the rest of your life. We are 4 miles or so from the Palestra. We're here on the campus of St. Joe's Hagan Arena. And a good one, St. Joe's leading Temple by 8. Rich Lerner alongside Jordan Cornette.
Crowd has been fun, and for good reason. Lots of back and forth. We've seen some highlight plays from some high-level performers. Guard plays what's really stood out to me on both sides. How about 2 turnovers in the first half for St. Joseph's? And even look at Temple, despite being down 8, only 3 turnovers on their side. So guard play being good with the pill.
It's about 4,200 jammed in here. Temple with a basketball. Need to shoot it much better than they did in that first half. They were 2 of 14 from 3. Shiz, good hustle but can't finish, and Taylor Funk has the rebound. What a first half for Jared Bynum. Perfect from the floor, 4 of 4, 5 of 6 from the foul line, and 15 points for the freshman. Charlie Brown. And rebound to Nate Pierre-Louis. Ahead to Shiz. Good look. Devondre Perry. Fake and go and finish. It's a good move.
It's a big-time play. And you can see Perry's confidence is budding. He's been able to knock down some shots, hit that huge shot down the stretch in that Missouri game to propel them to that win. And that confidence is bleeding over to this evening.
Longpre, yes. Big fella from Canada, Anthony Longpre. He actually played for Canada's under-19 team that won gold at the FIBA World Cup 2 years ago. And one of his teammates, R.J. Barrett, superstar from Duke.
Never heard of him. You would have to have never turned on the TV not to have heard of R.J. Barrett.
Perry inside to a flat P.
Got away with the trap.
Baby hook, good hustle, Perry, and yo.
Temple really starting to get after it on the offensive backboard. You got to love the effort coming down. You're trailing by 8 on the road. You got to try and get back into this right again. Try and punch your opponent in the throat and let them know you're here to play.
Pierre-Louis, finally, we need a contribution from Nate Pierre-Louis.
And that's your guy who you pegged early on could be a difference maker if Temple is really going to get things going. Can he make you look good here in the second half?
We haven't seen it. He thinks like Russell Westbrook. I mean, he plays with that kind of ferocity. Just wants to run over you, run through you. He's been sort of locked up today by St. Joe's.
Well, I think a lot of it's that defensive effort. He's probably had to expound a lot of energy chasing these guards. Kimball, Bynum.
In and out.
Tough assignment. Incredibly tough assignment in that first half. I think he's a little fatigued on that front, really emptying the tank there.
Three-point shooting hurting Temple this year, though they are 6-1, just 31% as a team, and today they're at about 15%. Bynum. Longpre with 2 on the clock. Good defense, Temple. Shot clock violation.
Temple doing a better job defending that three-point line. They gave up 1 look from distance from Longpre, but outside of that, try to run these guys off that line. Now let's see how they respond. They're starting to see a man defense look, one that benefits them better offensively. Can they start to find an offensive rhythm?
You saw that graphic. Temple turns teams over. St. Joe's does not give it up, and they've been pretty good today. Boy, there's a lid on that thing.
I've never seen closer misses. They're putting together a lot of them.
Charlie Brown fades, scores. He is a talented offensive player. He will get a good look from the NBA. Early word is late first, early second if he continues to develop. He has the size and really polished offensive game.
Yeah, him and Rose similar in a lot of ways. It just seems to be more of a Brown night than a Rose.
Good look, Quentin Rose. A Flackby gets it back and lays it in.
Credit Rose there on the drive to get that defense to respond to him, and that leaves a Flackby open for the dump-off.
7 for a Flackby, senior captain from Ghana.
Missed him.
Wide open look. Taylor Funk doesn't get it. Pierre-Louis all the way to the rim. Good finish. Nate Pierre-Louis. Temple's only down 4.
Oh, no.
Someone blew an assignment there, and Bynum made him pay. And has he been spectacular today?
Inexplicable that Rose runs away from a basketball player dribbling at the goal with momentum and nobody around. Opened it up even more for him to get to the rim for the layup.
17 for Bynum, perfect from the field, 5 of 5. Shiz going to work.
Got a double team, somebody's open.
They doubled, took it away, but Brown couldn't control.
Charlie Brown starting to flex a little bit of muscle here on his home floor, showing him why he is the headliner. A little bit of a hook there, but gets some space. Not easy, but gets it to go with the fadeaway. The next time down, Bynum, and Rose just runs away from him. He says, okay, I'll take this and finish for 2. Great back and forth. We're sticking around, everybody.
Still hanging around. They haven't played their best basketball, struggling to shoot it, especially from 3, but they are still down 6. Plenty of time to go here. Rich Lerner alongside Jordan Cornette. The words of the late, great Al Meltzer, who was a giant in sportscasting in this town. Hello there. What's the difference so far?
The difference has been in the first half, St. Joe's ability to knock down three-point shots and take care of the basketball. Only 2 turnovers for St. Joe's in that first half. Temple has won games this season turning over their opponent. If St. Joe's doesn't give you that opportunity, how can Temple win the game? Defending. When you look at the numbers in this one, Rich, as St. Joe's goes, 6 of 16 from the three-point line are the Hawks. If they get to double-figure three-point shots made, St. Joe's wins this game. So can Temple take away the three-point shot and continue to get some scoring for some of their guys? A storyline to follow, but Charlie Brown is starting to come alive, which could be problematic.
Yeah, choice moments presented by Subway.
Then the driving from these guards. You know, we talked in a break of who's been most impressive to us. My answer is that young man right there, the freshman guard, Jared Bynum, who's led the way in scoring, but has made some magnificent plays. Flies beyond his years, cerebral with the ball, gets guys in place, and dictates pace. He's really fun to watch.
Combined for 41 points. Meanwhile, on the other side, Quentin Rose continuing to struggle. Just 2 of 9. Shiz Alston 3 of 11. But again, well within reach, and if they should get going, who knows? We'll have a crack at it. There is Quentin Rose out of Rochester, New York.
You're going to need Quentin Rose here.
He did score 27 last year in a game against #1 Villanova and made 5 of 6 from three-point land. He's capable. He's just really cold to start the season.
It's the three-point line that's been a little bit of a monster for him. I talk about him being a 3-level scorer in the pregame. He can score at the mid-range, he can score at the rim, he can knock down a three-point shot. That percentage of 3 is really hurting him and maybe his offensive mindset here at the start of this young season.
He's just 6 of 35 on the season. Devondre Perry. And foul on the play.
But worth noting, he has the confidence of his legendary coach, Coach Dunphy. Coach is not saying, hey, you're not good from 3, stop shooting it. Coach knows who he recruited. He knows the level of talent that Rose possesses, so he's endorsing any shot that the talent takes.
That's a 3rd foul on a flag peak. Temple now 3 of 17 as a group from 3. Look at long play.
Got too cute. You're a big fella. You got to hoof it. There's no excuse to get cute with a double pump layup on that end. He's 6'10". You got to throw that thing down.
You don't look at long play and immediately say dribble drive.
But when you got momentum going down the lane and it's opened up, you got to dunk on somebody right there. There's your moment. Put on too much makeup on that drive.
Taylor Funk, wide open look, top of the key. He hasn't been at his best so far today. Kid out of Lancaster, Pennsylvania, Manheim Central. They make good pretzels in Lancaster. Annie Ann's from Lancaster. Can't get a good pretzel anywhere else but up here. And Shiz Alston fouls his former AAU teammate here in Philadelphia, Fresh Kimball.
Temple's got to have an awareness that they have to get back in transition, most especially off misses. St. Joe's has burned them a few times in transition with that leak out, that outlet to get momentum playing downhill in the open floor.
2nd foul on Shiz. Bynum finally missed.
A lot of contact there on the delivery.
Devondre Perry goes through the contact. Battle for the basketball.
50-50 basketballs, Rich.
Taylor Funk gets credit for that rebound. His teammates did the dirty work.
Feels like a big possession, doesn't it? The lid has been on it for St. Joe's. Can they build a lead here? A lot of game, but feels important.
Charlie Brown. Rebound, Nate Pierre-Louis.
And again, Temple on the other side. I'm going to keep that same theme. Incredibly important here for them. It's been at 6 points here. This deficit at a standstill. Can Temple try to chip at it here by producing some offense?
Pierre-Louis spinning, good look, corner 3, Devondre Perry. They can't throw it in the Schuylkill if they were standing next to it. And that's an offensive foul. Looked to be a good call as Charlie Brown just ran over Ernest DeFlackby. It's Philly.
You know it's going to happen at some point,
it's
right?
Philly.
It would have been a game. I would have questioned it if nothing happened. You know, Charlie Brown here was determined to get to the rim no matter what. The arm bar, it's an obvious charge. And then you have the extracurriculars after the play. A couple guys gone. Surprisingly, they're not going to go to the monitor to see if there was any contact after whistle, which can lead to a technical. They're going to let them play on. They understand what game this is and what comes with it. I like it.
Second foul on Charlie Brown. Shiz Alston. He's a Philly kid. Was player of the year at the Haverford High School 3 years ago. He's a Temple kid. His dad, LeVon Alston, played for John Chaney in the mid-1990s. Foul on St. Joe's.
What you're starting to see is a lot of one-on-one basketball. Again, a familiarity with these young men that have spent a lot of time in the offseason around each other. Some Philly pride here, and Quentin Rose is saying, I'm going to take this one off the bounce, much like Charlie did on the other side, except he gets the whistle on this end.
Owls down 5. Quentin Rose was All-American Athletic Conference second team, Big 5, second team last season. Scored 20 or more 9 times. This year at 25 in a win against Georgia, 23 against Cal, at 18 in the win Tuesday against Missouri.
And his scoring, as you see, has improved every season. It's the overall where I think the ceiling is even higher, and that's because I believe so much in this young man's ability, where I can see he can have an impact defensively, where he can especially have that impact on the backboard. He can be one of the elite players in college basketball if he broadens his horizons and evolves as a total basketball player.
They're only down 4. Feels like about 14.
That three-point line has been taken away from St. Joseph's, where they've been able to build.
Lonnie Moore, 0 for red in the game, defends that 3, and Devondre Perry with a rebound.
And like you said, Rich, defends that 3. They're taking away that three-point shot.
Quentin Rose on a drive and good left hand. Temple's only down 2 with about 12 minutes to go.
And here comes Quentin Rose.
Lonnie Moore doing a nice job on the ball.
Oh, you got to back him down. You got to, yeah, that's mouse in the house.
Oh, wow. Look at Lonnie Moore.
Okay.
Ahead to Shiz. No. Chased down by Bynum, and he's fouled by a Flackby, and that's his 4th foul.
Things are starting to get serious, Rich. We've talked so much about Quentin Rose, his ability to score and take over a game. Could this second half belong to Quentin Rose? Stay tuned. 2-point cushion, but Temple threatening.
Deal or No Deal with Howie Mandel is back, and this time it is on CNBC with new twists, new deals, and even bigger surprises. Don't miss a night of the all-new Deal or No Deal, Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, only on CNBC. Starting to percolate here in Philadelphia. Temple with a mini run. They've closed to within 2 at one point first half. They were down by 11. Lonnie Moore has given them a real spark. And by the way, coming up next, Wake Forest, led by Danny Manning against Richmond. Ryan Burr, Dave Kaplan on the call. Grant Golden, excellent player for the Richmond Spiders. See plenty of him. Atlantic 10 basketball getting underway.
I mean, my man Dave Kaplan, that guy can get you excited about anything. That'll be a fun one.
Thrown away by Bynum. Shiz. And he tried to hammer it down, and Longpre said, no, not in our house.
Good clean foul from Longpre, but again, you got a struggling offense. What can help it? The defense. A little bit of Rosetta Stone translating some defense. There's some offense on the other end.
I mentioned his dad, LeVon Sr., played for John Chaney mid-1990s, and apparently Pops still has a little pop. 25-0, so we're told, in one-on-one against his son. Is at the foul line.
I told you that, Pops.
No, apparently Pops calls a lot of cheap fouls.
Yeah, you know how dads do. I want to talk to Shiz. I want the real record, all right?
Listen, over the years, Shiz has really improved his craft. Summer workouts right here in Philadelphia against guys like Lou Williams, a.k.a. Lou Bucket Getter, Dion Waiters, the Morris twins, Marcus. And how about this, partner? We have a tie ball game.
He's got some Lou Williams to his game. He's your senior. You might want to ride him down the stretch here in a little bit of Rose.
Well, Lou Will is a straight bucket getter, isn't he?
Oh, look at Lonnie Moore digging in defensively.
Move by him, and Charlie Brown is fouled.
Alani Moore is digging in so aggressively on the ball. If he gets beat, help side has to have his back. The rotation, a second late, that needs to be a steal when it's dumped off to Brown, not a foul. A second, half second too late. And that's the difference between winning and losing, especially in possession, and ultimately the game.
Hey, speaking of dads, do you know Charlie Brown's dad, Charles, played at Overbrook High School. That's right down the road. You know who went to Overbrook?
Yeah, one of my favorite guys in the world.
Who's that?
This was either Wilt or Will. Will Smith or Will Chamberlain, one of the two. I'm getting them mixed up here.
Yeah, I give you another Philly legend. Went to Overbrook. How about Eagles announcer Merrill Reese?
Will Smith's Overbrook.
There's the Fresh Prince.
Okay, so
class
I got
of 1986.
And Will.
You talk about men among boys. Will Chamberlain.
In the picture, Rich.
I give you Hal Lear, was a great player at Temple, along with Guy Rogers, Walt Hazard, Wally Jones, who was on that 67 76ers title team with the Dip. Tony Coster, who had some great years here. Elite Rose all went to Overbrook High School.
Right down the road. I passed the test.
You did. And Rose is blocked. St. Joe's by 1.
Again, Temple doing the job, taking away the three-point line. It's what hurt them in the first half as St. Joseph's was able to get 5 of them. Can St. Joe's get double-figure threes? That will be the difference.
Kimball couldn't get it. Alani Moore heavy. Good hustle by Nate Pierre-Louis, and he's blocked, but there to scoop it up and give Temple the lead is Devondre Perry. First lead since 12-11 early in the game. And a rare turnover by St. Joe's.
They've had 4 of those here in the second half. Only 2 in the first half. Played beautifully, valuing that basketball. That's gone awry here in the first 10 minutes of the second stanza.
Temple back in this game with some old school North Philly toughness. Sort of grinding. Alani Moore. Get out of here. Taylor Funk. Ahead to Clover, and Clover's foul.
Temple just starting to really get aggressive in this one, starting to muddy it up a lot more. Maybe an ill-advised 3. Careens off, but there's your guy. Pierre-Louis fighting for it, and with that aggressive play, it allows for a putback ultimately from Perry. Starting to muddy this game up, generate some chaos. Temple's won all season long by turning the opponent over. St. Joe's didn't give them that opportunity in the first half. They're starting to give them that opportunity and a window to pursue a win here by not taking care of the basketball.
One great personalities in basketball, Phil Martelli. He had that phenomenal run with Jameer Nelson and Delonte West. They were unbeaten for most of the season, 03-04. They were #1 in the country. Jameer was the consensus player of the year. Jameer, by the way, a heart as big as the Liberty Bell, and it never cracked. But this guy was coach of the year back in 04, 4-time Atlantic 10 coach of the year, 64 years old. One of 7 kids, grew up in the area. You got that Philly wit. We have a great Philly battle right now. Locked up at 50. 9 and a piece to go. Shiz can't buy it. Charlie Brown away with it.
Favorable matchup for Brown.
Brown going to work. Fade away. That's out of bounds off Temple. No, they say it's off St. Joe's. It looked to be off Red. The crowd saw it that way.
Call. Take a look at the replay.
Very close.
Yeah, I feel like that should have stayed. That should have been St. Joe's basketball.
J.P. Mormon, strong drive and a finish with a left hand. Temple has a 2-point lead.
St. Joseph's has struggled to protect that rim, giving up a lot of driving lanes for Temple.
Kimball, tied again. Lamar Kimball, he had a great second half, 24 in the comeback win Wednesday here against Illinois Chicago out of the Horizon League.
Temple's going to continue to give themselves a shot if they're trading twos rather than giving up that three-point shot. That's how St. Joseph's was able to build in the first half.
Good look. And Hamilton couldn't finish off the pass from Rose. Have to go up stronger than that.
Great defense.
Clover's blocked. Good no call. Pierre-Louis away. Ahead to Rose. Tried to sort of Euro step. And St. Joe's stood its ground. Boy, both teams are really digging in defensively and with determination taking the ball to the rack.
Let's pursue some twos. Forget about falling in love with the three-point line. Aggressive downhill play at the rim, and it's getting physical. A little bit of an arm bar there. And the finish with the layup. Man, do we have a good game. Don't go anywhere. You'd be crazy.
Final meeting between Phil Martelli and Fran Dunphy, and it is a good one. They wouldn't have it any other way. Great friends. There's Coach Dump. 16 conference titles between Penn and Temple. A lot of legends on that list. Franny Salt of Philadelphia Earth, not a whiff of ego. Touched just about every part of this city, colleges and universities here. He played at LaSalle, some great teams. For Tom Gola, was the head coach at Penn and Temple, masters in counseling from Villanova, and still teaches at the Fox Business School at Temple. 70 years old, and he will give way to Aaron McKee, another Temple great. Taylor Funk, finally. That's his game. He had been 1 for 8, 0 for 4 from 3 until he dropped that.
And that's huge. Only the second three in the second half for St. Joseph's. This team's so dependent on the long ball.
Quentin Rose. Backdoor alley-oop cut. Temple within 1.
Mark down that number. 7 threes for St. Joseph's. If they get to 10, I believe they win the game. Can Temple continue to remove that from the offensive game plan of the Hawks?
Kimball missed the layup. Quentin Rose starting to feel it. Corner 3. And there is Justin Hamilton. No one checked him. Looks like Longpre fell. And Temple back up by 1.
About Hamilton making the most of his opportunity. You hope Longpre is okay here. Came down on that ankle. Looks to be in some pain, which consequently left Hamilton wide open for the putback. But Hamilton has given these guys some valuable minutes. Foul trouble plaguing the front line. He's been thrust in there, and he's delivered. Let's take a look at number 12 there, trying to get the block out. He had missed the block out already. Walking off on his own too, which is always a positive sign. Missed the block out assignment because Hamilton had better interior position for the rebounding opportunity. We hope he's okay to return.
They call this Hagan Arena, but I think the great thing about these City Series, Big 5 games through the years, is they're played in gyms. It sounds like a good old-fashioned gymnasium. It's loud, it's intimate.
The student body's been bringing that energy, haven't they?
Right now it is heated. Home team is down by 1 after having led by 11 in the first half. They've been able to contain number 3 in White, who went off in the first half. It's Jared Bynum, the freshman. Down to 4. Good look, Edwards. Lefty teardrop for the son of the NBA player, Kevin Edwards. Kevin Edwards, now an assistant at DePaul. You mentioned DePaul. around folks from St. Joe's immediately. They remember the game in 1981, and Charlie Brown couldn't handle it. Temple basketball.
How about the hustle? You got Shiz Alston put himself in a tough spot, trying to kick it out against this length of St. Joseph's. That's a risky offering. Dodged the bullet, but only 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Gonna need a hitter coming off a screen.
Got to get it up, and they do. What a pass, and Quentin Rose starting to show you a little bit more. A complete game, and a good look right there. J.P. Mormon has Temple back up by 1.
Playmaking ability from Rose to thread the needle. Cool under pressure with the shot clock winding down.
Devondre Perry thought he had defended Lamar Kimball. Referees had a different idea. Just to finish up on 1981 as we get another look at this gorgeous dime.
Beautiful. Split the defense. Elects the bounce pass as a formula to success.
Chicago guy, right? So DePaul was #1 in the country. NCAA second-round game with Mark Aguirre and Terry Cummings, who went on to a really good NBA career. St. Joe's coached by Jimmy Lynam. Skip Dillard missed the foul shot in the waning seconds. Brian Warwick raced down the floor, hit Lonnie McFarland. Little pump fake, and he found John Smith for the game winner. One of the great upsets in NCAA history. 49-48 St. Joe's. On that same day, you talk about March Madness, that's the day that U.S. Reed hit the half-court shot for Arkansas to beat defending champ Louisville.
Wow. And you go back to that DePaul loss. You know, I'm out in Chicago. That's one that stayed with Coach Meyer to the very end.
Haunted him. Missed opportunity for St. Joe's. Wide open, Nate Pierre-Louis. I love the look of that three. A little slow in releasing it, not a lot of rotation.
Yeah, Rich, but you're a college basketball player. You have the ability to knock down a three-point shot. You're that open. You got to make that defense respect you. He shoots, he makes about a third of the threes he takes. Could that be the one? You never know.
Pierre-Louis on the drive, and he's had some good ones in the second half, and another one. Just attacks the basket. He said he has that Russ Westbrook mentality. Don't get me wrong, he's not Russell, but he has that mentality.
Solid disclaimer to protect yourself there. That's called insurance. But yes, protecting the paint. These drives are simply too easy for Temple getting all the way to the goal. They got to meet a chest. There should be charge opportunities, deflections. Where's the help sign?
Speaking in NBA, that was NBA-ish. Like, I don't have much, I'm going to get my own. And he has St. Joe's back up by 1.
There's your 8th three for those tallying at home. The formula to success. Can St. Joseph's reach double-figure threes?
If you're a Temple fan on that shot, you're saying good grief, Charlie Brown. And Alani Moore.
They called that in 2018 a clapback, Rich.
All the way. Temple by 2. You enjoying this one?
Oh, are you kidding me? You got just enough defense, you got some offense, but you got execution by some elite performers.
Taylor Funk. Charlie Brown in and out. Rebound, J.P. Mormon. Temple showed a grittiness on Tuesday night on the road when Missouri, before the home fans, made a nice late run, and they held them back. Moore, top of the key. J.P. Mormon the second. More of that. Lots more for Temple.
Mormon is 3 of 11 for 3 on the season. What a big way to get your 4th.
Suddenly, Temple is leading by 5. Taylor Funk. Good look inside, and Kimball off his foot. Another turnover. Temple up 5, and they'll have the basketball.
Didn't think I'd be saying this with just over 3 minutes left to play. Temple building, and they're doing it from distance. How about a little bit of J.P. Mormon? In the midnight hour, he's giving more.
We went to break, and we thought that Temple had a 5-point lead. We come back, it is now 6. What happened?
Well, essentially, they thought it was a 3-point shot knocked down for St. Joseph's coming from Charlie Brown off the curl right here. It's a 3, right? The step back, but no, wait, that right foot was planted on the line, which means it's a 2-point field goal, which changes everything here, makes that lead even bigger for Temple here on the road.
Temple's done a great job defensively here in the second half, especially on Jared Bynum, who lit them up in the first half, and as well, the guy with the basketball, Lamar Kimball, and he misses again. That was a push right there on 21 Edwards into the back of J.P. Moorman.
A lot of game left, no question. There is no winner distinguished by any means yet. But if Temple is to hold on, it's because they've made guys like Funk, they made guys like Brown uncomfortable on the perimeter where so much has been run off screens, catch, shoot. Some of the length of these defenders, some of the physicality of these Temple defenders have made them drivers. And Temple, on the other side, has scored at the rim, getting points in the paint. St. Joseph's, not accustomed to earning it there, has been forced to, and they haven't been as successful.
Shiz Alston, he was challenged, and he missed. Rebound to Taylor Funk. Under 3 minutes. St. Joe's really could use a bucket right here.
Watch how they treat this three-point line defensively, Temple. Up in you, switching screens, communicating. All up in you, Charlie Brown. Nothing easy from three.
And that's just phenomenal defense by Nate Pierre-Louis.
Because that three-point line's not there, Rich. Uncharacteristic turnovers for a team who's been sublime with the basketball all season long.
Junkyard dog, and he hit the floor and forced the turnover. That is a big takeaway for the Owls.
The defensive adjustment, Coach Dunphy's guys, impressive.
It's a hard-nosed effort. Shiz, fall away. And his shizness is in business. Wow. How about the Owls?
I mean, look at the look from Shiz Alston. If looks could kill.
9-0 Temple run. They have taken control of this one. City Series Big Five battle. Shiz happens. It's here on Hawk Hill. Temple was down 11 at one point. St. Joe's has come unglued, but a little bit of life, except Temple's relentless on the basketball. And his defensive intensity.
It has come easy for Charlie Brown all season long. Nate Pierre-Louis has taken this assignment, put the responsibility on himself, accepted the challenge, and delivered down the stretch. Look at just irritants everywhere. Pesky defenders making it disruptive for the Star.
Bynum's going quiet here in the second half. Good take, and there for the follow is Taylor Funk. Phil Martelli, quick timeout. $1:49 to go, and the Hawks, they're down 7 against their arch rival, the Temple Owls. Here we go. St. Joe's is down by 7. Temple has played a superb second half, both ends. Alston being pressured by Fresh Kimball. Use some clock here.
Got to protect the rim if you're St. Joseph's. Take away gaps. Temple's been able to pursue. Must protect home. That being the rim.
It's like an old school Big Five game in the 60s where they played 4 corners. Shiz misses late in the clock. Good save, and followed by Nate Pierre-Louis. He gets it back, and Temple can run some more clock.
Just devastating.
Well, Nate Pierre-Louis is a really good rebounder at 6'4".
That's the kind of guy I'd love to play with. Look, he's not going to be your star. He's not going to score 30 points a game, but he may hit double figures. He'll lock down the best offensive player on the other side, and he'll be unrelenting in his approach for an entire 40 minutes.
He averages 6 rebounds a game.
That is a winning player.
That's been an emphasis this season, up from 3 rebounds a year ago.
He is the kind of guy you want to step on the floor with because he's going to bring it every time.
And he averages almost 3 steals a game.
The headline will not read, Nate Pierre-Louis wins a 50-50 basketball. When you go back and look at film, Coach Dunphy, and you may hear my voice on the film when you look at it afterwards, singing his praises, because that's what winning basketball is right there.
So if Temple can hang on, they go to 2-0 in the Big Five with Villanova coming up on Wednesday night at Villanova. Nova's won the last 5 Big Five titles, and they're gettable this year. They're good. They're gettable. Nova beat LaSalle earlier today at the Palestra. And Alani Moore is fouled by Jared Bynum. Nova struggled early, but righted the ship with wins over Oklahoma State and Florida State. They lost 4 players to the NBA. So 1-1 now for Lonnie Moore. %70 from the foul line. Used to be a guy who called Big 5 basketball games. Philadelphia fans no doubt remember Les Kiter. And he tickles the twine from the charity line. That's what Les would always say. Temple commanding 9-point lead and nearly another takeaway. Clover, good drive, and another timeout. Phil Martelli. And Temple with this defensive pressure is sort of taking the life out of St. Joe's.
Yeah, and a game where you didn't think Temple would be able to be that disruptive against a team in St. Joe's is so good with the basketball. And again, there hasn't been that many turnovers from St. Joseph's. They've only had 7, which their average is 8. But it's been the shots that they've had to take has been the real struggle for St. Joe's. Shots they're not comfortable taking typically.
St. Joe's, one of the preseason favorites in the Atlantic 10, along with St. Louis and Dayton, and everybody loves Kellen Grady.
A lot of talent. A good size at the guard spot, Kellen Grady. That team's methodical offensively. Juan Pipkins can flat out fill it up. I look at Jeff Doughton. With all that's left Rhode Island, he's going to have to commandeer that team on the court and off the court. Courtney Stockard, an incredible athlete. John Axel Gudmundsson, game so nice they named him twice down there in Davidson alongside Kellen Grady. Dariante Jenkins at 6'5", good size at the guard spot. French for St. Louis, incredibly physical. A lot of pieces, a lot of fun basketball in this conference.
They get the double team, and now Temple has to take a timeout. Saw Joe Lenardi, who calls color on St. Joe's radio, otherwise known as Joey Brackets.
Yep.
We love nicknames in Philly. Now, this guy coached under Speedy Morris and Lefty Irvin. So Joey Brackets says that the Atlantic 10 will struggle to get 3 teams. He thinks 2 max right now, but it's early. Give teams a chance to grow.
Yeah, and Joe was saying, I said, Joe, he goes, I like this time. There's not too much pressure on me quite yet. I said, Joe, are you crazy? There's always pressure on you, man. You tell me what's going to happen in March. Now, I want it end of November, first day of December.
Temple plays out of the American Athletic Conference. They used to be in the same league forever with St. Joe's. You go back to the old MAC Conference, then the East Coast Conference, and Temple was in the Atlantic 10 until about 5 years ago when they joined this American Athletic Conference. And so the Owls have, we mentioned,
at least it gets
Villanova.
easier for Temple after this, you know. If they get this win, they get to take a break on Wednesday, right?
But that could
what a game.
Look, that could put a real charge into the program. They've only made the NCAA tournament once in the last 5 years. A little bit of unrest in North Philadelphia, but this team's starting to come together, and maybe they'll send Franny out with something special.
Hey, you go into that game, you're 7-1, right? If you're able to hold on here, still 53 seconds left. Not going to gift this one to Temple quite yet, but if they hold on, 7-1, one of your best starts in recent history, you start thinking, why not? You start to believe. If you're able to hold on here and win on the road against a formidable rival in St. Joe's and a legendary coach in Coach Martelli, why not?
Shiz wisely pounds the dribble until he's fouled by Lamar Kimball. So it's Wake Forest against Richmond coming up next right here on NBCSN. Ryan Burr, partner in crime in golf, loves hoops as much as I do. You see us along with Dave Kaplan.
My partner in crime in Chicago. There you go.
Ryan and I obviously love golf, but you get us in the newsroom and we'll do 20 minutes in a heartbeat on basketball.
A versatile piece is what we call that, Rich. Versatile piece to the network.
Got to be able to go both ways, right? Left and right.
You've taken us to class here in these last 2 hours, man. Educating, entertaining.
Listen, I grew up
got to ice
watching
you
all
down
this.
after this.
Dean Smith Award winner. That's a special honor. And his great friend Mike Krzyzewski says, great coach, better person. That's Fran Dunphy. And this is a heck of a performance by his team here.
And what we didn't mention is the standing ovation, which you'd never expect a Temple person to get in St. Joseph's Arena. That's what Coach Dunphy got before the game. You talk about respect. without question, it was on display in the pregame here.
Listen, you want to know where Franny came from. His father dropped out of grade school here in the area during the Depression. And Franny said, this is what he told me. He was the least educated man I've ever known, but the greatest teacher I ever had.
How about that?
We didn't have anything, but we had enough. So upcoming for St. Joe's, they have Princeton, which took apart George Washington today. Villanova next Saturday. That's a really intense rivalry, St. Joe's Villanova. And then another Jesuit school, which, oh, by the way, went to the Final Four last year from your town in Chicago. That game at the Palestra, St. Joe's Loyola, should be a good one, December 22. And then they get conference play going, George Mason and George Washington in early 2019.
And this is when you start to figure out who you're going to be. You know, the month of November, I equate that for basketball teams to a string of awkward first dates. You're going to find out who you're going to spend the rest of your life with in December. Meaning you're going to be kind of who you are during mid-December and then start to figure out going into conference play. But for right now, you're still feeling things out a little bit, Rich.
You figured it out. You're getting married soon, partner. Congrats.
Hey, I'm going to try and continue to fool her until we get to June 1.
Happy for you.
She's all mine. I'm really excited. Yep. Marriage on the way. You got some advice for me real quick before we get back to some action here?
Let me think about that one.
No mayonnaise on cheesesteaks? Is that your first?
You need to laugh. By the way, eating a cheesesteak in this town is a religious experience. And at 2 in the morning, that cheesesteak is your savior. All right, here we go. See if St. Joe's has any life. They say here, you see the hawk flapping its wings, and it never stops. The hawk never dies. They're down 7 with 38 seconds to go.
Oh, you got one.
Here we go. And they get the takeaway. And Markel Lodge almost threw it away. Kimball, no, and rebound Quentin Rose.
That three-point line. It's been so good to the triple threat, the trifecta of Brown, of Funk, of Kimball, and excuse me, of Bynum, not Kimball. But it hasn't been a weapon here in the second half. Credit Temple for taking it away, but here not the best delivery. If Kimball could have stepped into that and shot it, it would have been a higher percentage. He, of the 4 guys mentioned, is the less of the shooters, but still, that three-point line has not been good to them in the second half. Temple's taken it away. They've also missed some open.
Temple winning this game with Rose and Alston below their season averages of 17 and a little bit.
Balance.
But what's been balanced? What you like about Rose is, while the shot wasn't falling, he displayed other parts of this game.
Yeah, no question, especially in terms of distributing the basketball, in terms of how he shared that thing and allowed other guys to get involved. Going back to St. Joseph's, I told you, if they didn't hit double figures in threes, they weren't winning this game. Temple took that from them, and that has been the difference here, the defensive effort from the Owls on the road.
Shiz Alston fouls Jared Bynum on the drive. So Temple, it appears, will go to 7-1 with Nova waiting. Again, if Temple can take out St. Joe's and Villanova in succession, go to 3-0 in the Big Five, pop up on the national radar in Franny's final season, and you know these guys want to send Franny out in fashion. There's life in the program. There's his longtime assistant Dave Duke, and you saw Aaron McKee.
Funny, I came in to shoot around today, and first thing I said to Coach Dunphy is, you guys have been playing really good basketball. He goes, Jordan, has a coach ever agreed with you when you've said that? I said, probably not. He's like, we got so much to do better. And he'll probably say the same as they're going to hold on here. Coaches always want to get better, always work to be done.
They didn't call the foul, and St. Joe's comes away with it. Taylor Funk for 3, and that's probably going to do it. They foul Alani Moore. There are wins, and then there are really good wins. This is going to be a really good win for Temple.
Yeah, and look, I'll mention that Villanova game once more. This is so critical for what Temple's trying to do, because it only increases your confidence. You step in here, this is a game a lot of people peg St. Joseph's to be able to win, and yet Temple, again, gets a big-time win. They've beaten 3 Power 5 teams already on the season. Now you go in here and beat a rival on their floor. you have some confidence as you go in there versus Villanova. And you're going to need it, Rich.
Big lift today from the bench for Temple. Alani Moore, J.P. Mormon. About what Franny has seen in his more than 50 years Big Five basketball. He played on that great LaSalle team in the late 60s with Kenny Durrett, Larry Cannon, and Bernie Williams. And here he is still getting it done, still getting big W's, buying them meaningless 3. And that's going to do it. Temple has taken out St. Joe's 77-70 for Jordan Cornette and our entire crew. Rich Lerner saying so long from Philadelphia. Now to the tip-off at Richmond.